Rock and roll. Kia ora, everybody. What's up? It is Robett. I've missed one of these. This is now, I figured I'd check in. And what I thought we'd do, I was trying to need a little bit of technology, but what I'm actually after is what do you think is going to happen? We've got half an hour left. If you're just tuning in, checking in, this is a live call-in show. You can literally just click the link, which I believe has popped in below. Hopefully it has. And if it has, you can just click that link, join in. And the question to ask is, what do you think is going to happen? Do you feel it's going to be a lockdown continued, or do you not? Do you think it's going to be a flipping, you'll be back to freedom and back to reality, or not? What do you think will happen? This is a call show. You can literally click the link, pop in, and it will pop up here, and then you can have a quick banter. Where are you? What are you doing? What do you think is going to happen? It's only been 3 days, but there's been a lot of noise. I've got stuff.co.nz ready to rumble right there. Hopefully music's going. What will happen? I believe it's going to be at 4:30 New Zealand time. Briefing at 4:30. There we go. If you join us, pop in, say what up. And I want to know, where are you in New Zealand? What do you think is going to happen? And I don't know if Facebook is, if you're streaming on, if you can say if you're where you're watching it, if it's on Facebook or on LinkedIn or wherever else you're potentially tuning in on. If you click the link, it will then pop through. Should pop through to my side. I'll be able to see it and then jump in. Facebook. Oh, so Facebook's working. Michelle Smith. I think Auntie will push out level 3 till Friday to be safe. Okay. Michelle Smith. Extend to the end of the week. We've got guesses going on. Penny Brown extension. Kate Sheehan, level 3 till Sunday night. Okay. Place your bets. I see you watching on Facebook. Penny Brown, will be surprised if she rises alert level at this point. You never know. You never know. Put this on. Tane's here. What's up, Auckland? If you're Taranaki chilling at the beach, I'm thinking they will stretch it out. Oh, Tana, if you're chilling at the beach, I'm just going to put a link in there. Feel free to click it. It will then pop in, and I'll be able to see the vibes of where you're at on the beach, living the flipping dream. One other person watching, very popular. Yes, you're on YouTube. Most of them are on Facebook or LinkedIn. But Peter, I do appreciate the fact that you and one other friend are watching on YouTube. So thanks. Really appreciate that. Marissa Fong, might be day to day to see if any more cases. Good call. Harry Bear, nervously, I'm in Auckland. Think we're going to level 2. Fingers crossed, LinkedIn user. I just want to bring up Peter and just giving me shit. One other person watching. Actually, the number's a bit more than that. It's a consolidated room. I can see the number. I'm just not going to tell you. But here we go. George Rosier, North Auckland, Whangaraparo. I reckon this is on till Saturday night. Good call. Kia ora from the Naki. What's up, Emma? Have I still got music playing? David Quinn, if you would like to join the show, wherever you're at, it doesn't matter if you don't have makeup on. I don't. And that will be totally okay. Audio, South Bluetooth, here we go. So if you're in the mix, literally just click the link. I'll get rid of the music there. Actually, is the music kind of cool? Or do you want me to kill the music? Should I keep the music or kill the music? Let me see. Oh, I think we've lost it. There you go. I'll put on, there you go, put on some intro music. David Quinn says, Robett, boom, boom, banners. Who's going to be brave and join the show? Who will be the brave one to come through? I'll just bring this stuff. Big call, level 2. Kia ora from the Naki. Government can't afford to encourage the wage subsidy costs if the current levels go beyond Sunday. Interesting, Roger. Well, they can afford it. They got that $50 billion fund. They could. There's always more money there. Might be day. I think we already said that one. Boom, boom, boom. If you're tuning in and you'd like to join me on the show right now, click the link. Good chance of level 2 nationwide, I hope. Very cool. Let's see what's popping here on stuff. Still a chance. I think someone was saying his was upbeat about it all. I've seen this one. James Scanley, C City in the house. I don't know, represent level 3 till Friday unless there's no more new community cases, which I think there will be. Very cool. Shot, James. Shot for coming through. If you'd like, James, feel free to jump in the mix. Hit the link, and you can jump in and join us on the show, or anyone that's watching this on, regardless of any of the different platforms. Aaron Coop, I think Judith will invoke a military coup, turn the beehive into the only MIQ facility with Wellington Airport, the only one accepting international flights, and everyone will be at the beach on Saturday. Aaron, I love the trolling. It's actually really funny. Good trolling, team. David Quinn, I think I've already said that. David, what's up? Apple, Miss Collins, the real boss, the real MVP. Good afternoon. I hope you're in the fun. Are keeping safe? We are keeping safe, which is good. Briefing. We'll hear from Prime Minister. It's only been three days. Not too bad. Try being in California. It's been a year. Okay, we're going to start bribing people to jump in the show. First person to click the link and join the show to talk some smack about what you think will be happening. We'll get some whiskey. Yep, done. You'll get a Macallan 12. What's the vibe there? What are people feeling positive? Are they feeling off it? Boom, boom. Still a chance. Alert level shifts. 2 more positive cases make alert level shift tougher for the government, but not impossible. Not impossible. All right, so who's going to join me, team? Someone be brave. Someone be brave. Hit the link. Nick. Hi, Robett. Waiting for the news is hoping to gather 130 tech workers to a networking event. March 11th in Whangaparoa. Oh, Nick. Watch out. Are there 130 people in Whangaparoa? It's like, is it like a town hall meetup? Everyone's in tech. Just giving you shit, Nick. Actually, Nick, what is the tech event? If you're jumping on, please tell me what is the tech event. I feel free to plug it in. Always happy to support, mate. You know that. I'm now straight. Right, where's the link? What do you mean, mate? Nick, the link is right below. So if you go scroll down in the comments, there should be one that says the link to be able to join. It should. Where's the link? Shit. Okay, I'm gonna have to find my own one on LinkedIn. Damn it. Okay, 1 second, team. I'm gonna look. We're gonna get if we can get Tane on the beach, mate. That would be epic. Okay, I'm now multitasking, searching for myself on LinkedIn directly because we've had a little bit of a potential tech issue. Boom. There you go. Link is up. Team on LinkedIn, if you're there. It should be able to pop through. I believe it should. Where is the link? Not on your phone. cut it in. Robett. I mean, cut it in. I've put it there. What the fuck? I've done my shit. Okay, get rid of that. Whereas the link, or Mission Bay is packed. Dude, Tane or Tane, if you're at Mission Bay, just living the flipping dream. Good on you. Oh, we've got one. I'm bringing him in. I'm not even bringing them. Ricky Jack, how are you?
Mate, you know I'm always up for a live dude.
Audio's off. There we are. You got me? You there, mate?
Hello?
I got you. How are you, my friend?
How are we?
Okay, there's a bit of a lag, I think. I don't know if it's me or you, but I can hear you. I can see you. You're looking great.
Good.
You're looking well.
We'll just carry on.
The delay, I feel, is about 6 seconds. So I'll stop. I'll let you talk, and then I'll wave my hands and go for it. So Ricky Jack, take the floor. What is happening? What's going on? How are you feeling? What do you think is going to happen? What's the vibe? Go. Okay,
well, I think I've got you now. I don't think the lag is so long. I can tell you that out here on my lifestyle block in rural Karaka, I have a dog who wants to join the show. Say hi.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yes.
All right, go outside. Go on. Yeah, mate, look, the vibe is strong. I think that everybody, for the communication that I've had with people anyway, is kind of like 3 days, we can do 3 days. We know what the drill is now. I think Kiwis are pretty onto it. But lockdown stuff aside, I want to talk about real quick an experience that I had. I don't know if you saw my LinkedIn post, right? But I'm super, super critical of people who use the word disruptor or disruption. Like, I think that I just
jump in to just start giving people shit. I love it.
I'm ready. I've got this, mate. Like, I can't stand it when people are like, oh, we're going to disrupt our industry with this new product we're bringing out. I'm like, you're not disrupting anything. You're bringing a new sales pitch to your industry to try and make your business work. Okay, so the definition of disruption, right? And I know you know this. I'm just telling everybody else who's listening, is when something causes people to change behavior, even when they don't want to, right? So the value proposition is so high that you can't not use it. So look at Uber, right? They got so much backlash in the last lockdown and all this crap because they're still charging everybody all their fees and everyone's like, Uber, we hate Uber, we're never using Uber again. But then, let's be honest, we all still use Uber because they were the first and true disruptor, right? Okay, so anyway, disruption stuff aside, I want to talk about something that's really, really disrupted my life.
I love it that you've just hijacked this whole thing and we've just gone left into talking about Uber. Continue.
It's fine. I'll be done. I'll be done in like 10 seconds, right? But okay, so I used Tend Health app for the first time yesterday. Have you heard of Tend?
Yes. Yep.
Oh, dude, kicked ass. So again, like I said, super critical of disruptors. It's a true disruptor, man. I was so fascinated by the experience. It was super empathetic, no empathy lost by using video. Got my prescription done. It was epic. So anyway, that's my 2 cents. That's what I wanted to get out into the ether. But now I'm willing to answer your questions, whatever you want to. I just love using your platform to get my voice out.
I just love you just hijack. It said in the title what we're talking about. We're talking about the New Zealand lockdown. If we're going to go from 3 to 2, you hijack in.
That's boring.
You go on a tangent about Uber, and then you go to talk about in healthcare.
Okay, this is what I think. Okay, this is what I think about. This is what I think about the lockdown. And you can kick me off of your show if you want. I think this is just what my thought is. I have no basis for this at all. I think that a couple of cases is enough to have it extended a little bit. I don't think Auntie Cindy's concerned about 7 days, yes or no. I think that we're probably at this point more concerned about optics, about what does it actually look like? How is the government seen by making the next decision that they make? But I think that's what's more important. Not to say that I think that they'll make a decision based solely on that, but I think that's taken into account heavily in the conversations they have in cabinet, and that's purely based on my own lack of knowledge of this stuff and my ignorance of how politics works.
One mini danger that obviously everyone needs to understand this situation is the precedent that gets sent. Because if the reason to go into a 3-day lockdown for Auckland is, 2 or 3 people testing positive in the community, then every time that happens, does that mean we do another 3-day? And does that mean that next week, from Tuesday to Friday, we might get locked down, the week after, ... Because if it doesn't, for the next time it happens, then they're going to say, well, we've got 2 more cases, but we're not going to community lockdown, but then we had it last time and we did. And it starts to, it's very, you're stuffed if you do or stuffed if you don't. If you don't do a 3-day, get the details, and everyone says stuff it, we don't need to do it. And let's say if it's spread in Auckland, then, got gnarly and bad, then all of a sudden they're assholes for doing it, So I think it's a very tricky one to navigate, because then, 2 people getting it, if that's the internal rule, you can imagine then every time that happens, it's like, does every single business shut down for 3 days every 2 weeks? I mean, and that starts to mess with people's head, I can imagine as well, right?
Yeah, absolutely. I don't think that, I don't think there is a rule. I don't think there is a rule either. I don't think they go, okay, 1's okay, but if there's 2, whoa, we better lock the country down. I don't think that's how it works. I think it, and again, someone can come and just like smash me to parts if they want, but I think that if you're, I think that what matters more than the first time is the second time, because yes, you've set a precedent, but they can go their comment on the second time can be like, well, because we did such a good job in the first one, actually, we don't think it needs to be as hardcore as that one. So we're not even going to bother. We're just going to do a level 2. Our contact tracing works well, and away we go. On the contact tracing, I don't use it, and I feel like I should, but it's sort of like,
I think you're supposed to.
Well, yeah, I have to stand in line behind 3 grandmas who are like one finger figuring out how to use a QR code, and I'm like, stuff it, I'm just getting a Subway, and I pick up my order that I've clicked and collect, and I'm out of there. So I should use it, and I turned on Bluetooth. Can we just talk about the fact that I turned on Bluetooth and now it's tracing me everywhere I go? Is that a good thing or a bad thing?
The reality is the same tracking that you would
already exists
for those, even if you're not, for those that know.
I know that.
We've got a good friend of mine who plays in this, this dark web private investigator world stuff, and the amount that if people wanted to could already get to would probably blow a lot of people's minds already. But I see what you're saying though. I think even within Google Maps you can do track where you've been type scenario as well, which I think I looked into it, but I saw something pop up the other day. I mean, it's only we're 5 minutes away, I think, from the announced at 4:30 if the alert levels will change after the meeting. If you're joining right now, feel free to jump in, hit the link, join the banter. So what's your, if you were to roll the dice and put $100 on red or black, where are you going?
As long as it's not my $100, I'm going on. I'm going on an extension until Sunday 11:59 p.m.
Oh, that kills the weekend buzz, bro.
I'm going to say that. I'm going to say the extension, but I have refused to tell you what level it is, because it'll either be 3 or 2.5.
Okay, and rest of the country stay the same? Because no one's coming or out of Auckland, right?
Yeah, keeping the same, just so they can get off their high horse about how great the rest of the country is outside of Auckland. I think South Island should be its own level 1, or just like level nothing.
I think
it's its own little country down there.
From like the range left, I don't know if there's too much action just popping in Greymouth right now.
There's probably a few other things popping in Greymouth. I don't have to worry about COVID, but no, I shouldn't say that. I love Greymouth. I actually think it's a great little town.
No, it's a good spot. And before we jump into that, is there any other last little things on your head? Oh, actually, you're in the tech world. You understand this marketing play. You understand the big business stuff. What do you think about the little big swinging dick off between Zuckerberg and old mate Cook, between Apple and Facebook at the moment?
So here's my hunch, right? I think,
here we go. Go on.
I think
Facebook's launching
I think Facebook has played its cards a little early, and that they've got their little share bump that they wanted to get, and then everybody jumped on the Zucker buzz. I call it the Zucker buzz, and they all got their little like punch in the shares. Oh, just quickly, before I tell you what I think about Apple, did you get any GameStop shares?
I can neither confirm or deny what is currently sitting in my Robinhood account.
Okay, diamond hands, brother, diamond hands. Okay, so this is what I think about Apple. If I was a betting man, which I'm not, which I am, but if I was a betting man, I would be buying some Apple stocks right now, because I think that they're a tiny hop, skip, and a jump away from having their Apple wallet become a crypto wallet. And with the introduction of Visa and MasterCard talking big crypto, Tesla buying 1.5 billion in crypto and opening the gateway for a whole bunch of other companies to put Bitcoin on their balance sheet, I think that they'll make that play. They'll launch an Apple coin, and they'll use it as their sort of gateway or way to get into launching the Apple car, which will rival Tesla and its 1.5 billion Bitcoin. So if I had a spare 10, 15, 20 mil or two, I'd probably just dump it into Apple shares for a little bit and just see what happens. Now, that's all complete hunch, absolute hunch.
I rang up a friend who is a CFO of a big family office. He was actually in a meeting with the Zuckerberg family in Singapore, some Illuminati shit a while back, and I rang him to talk about this. I said, "Hey, bro, can you just give me the 101 on this shit? You know, because the ARK Invest or whatever it was, they basically said, you know, if these big corporations in the Fortune 500s shift 1% of their cash portfolio into Bitcoin as to hedge their bets, it would mean X. But if they do 4 to 5 to 6%, it literally means that Bitcoin's going to go up to 500,000 or whatever the shit is." On the side note of that, the PayPal mafia connections directly between Elon and PayPal wanting to start to accept at a transactional level for Bitcoin, plus on top of that, the ability where any of that crypto stuff doesn't need to get paid any of the gains in assets, but if there's losses, can be written off to the business as a potential future coin, and them MasterCard and Visa and the Wall Street guys starting to talk about their own stable coins. It's becoming pretty clear that there's something bubbling from a macro to micro level, and whoever cranks the transactions first is going to be potentially winning. So maybe there is more of a battle between potentially macro, Apple versus Apple versus Bitcoin, maybe. Because
regardless, it's going to be one of the four horsemen, or there'll be a fifth and a sixth horseman emerge.
The thing I found interesting with the that little battle off is, you know, everyone talks about tech's taken over, and then 2 of the 4 dudes at the top just having big beef, and it's like 1 + 1 = 3, but clearly it's getting divided down the middle. Oh, hey, we've got another guest. Hey, Ricky, loving talking to you, mate.
Yeah, mate. Say hi to my mate Nick. I know Nick.
Will do. And also, we need to continue the conversation about the couples and commerce retreat, which I'm
not finished with that. Yeah,
I'm not. Don't think I forget shit. I know what's up. All right, brother. Love your work, man. Talk soon. I'll give you claps.
See you later.
Ciao, brother. All right. Rock and roll. That was Ricky Jack, the bro. There you go. Next up, my man. I'll bring him in with some claps as well. Nick, how are you, mate?
G'day, mate. How's things? Long time no see.
Oh, your audio is horrendously terrible. I don't know if it's me or you. Hold up. Get closer. No, maybe it's me stuffing up. I can't almost hear you at all. Hold up. Try and say something awesome.
I started the day with a call with Ricky, a conference call with Ricky. I'm ending a day with a conference call with Ricky.
There you go. So what's your take, mate? First of all, good to see you, Nick. How are you? Looking well? Charging away? I don't know. Actually, can we just talk about why are you at home on lockdown wearing a business dress shirt? What are you doing?
It's Ricky's fault because we have a syndicate meeting this morning. So he's a member of the CEO Institute. And
sounds like a mafia thing. Do you have ties? You get do you get like special handshakes? What do you do?
I'm only a week into the job, so I had to dress appropriately, mate. So, but that's
All
not why
right.
I called. Why I
Oh,
called
sorry.
is this 130 people.
Yes, go for it. Plug away. The floor is yours, my friend. You've got a minute. Hype it.
It's just Derek Lynch, Jeff Kleins, and Phil Giller, all from the tech industry. We all live up in Whangaparo. We identified about 140 people that live between Silverdale and Gulf Harbour. And we're finally, after 2 years of planning, we're finally going to meet at the beer spot on the 11th of March, Jacinda allowing, and just have a social, no rules get together. That's it in a nutshell.
Mate, that's cool. Very cool. Where can they go to, or what can they do if they want to check it out? Check out some more info, or they want to come along, or they live in that area and they're like, hell yeah, I'm in Whangaparo, let's get you up and go.
You can contact me personally if you live in that area, but I've got a database. We'll be just sending out an invite in the next couple of days. I'm just waiting for the lockdown to be confirmed, or the lockout to be confirmed. And yeah, just contact me at nickelias@extra.co.nz if you're interested. There is actually no rules. I don't care if you bring along a whole bunch of business cards. It's about just combining a bit of pleasure with purpose.
Love it, mate. And that's Elias, Elias.
That's the one. So
My man.
No gap, no dot, just Nick Elias at Extra.
I love your work. All right, brother. Oh, good to see you. Good to hear from you. Stay out of mischief. What's your bet for the announcement that's to happen?
Listen, mate, I'm going to be optimistic. I hope she's going to come and say after midnight Thursday, we're in level 2. And therefore we can hold, we might have to keep that event under 100 people, but at least, I know the security summit's on down in Wellington next week. Hoping the rest of the country goes to a lower level. I mean, I can't believe South Island. There's no reason for the South Island to be at level 2. There's no rhyme or reason.
Yeah.
And we've got to keep it in context. I've got colleagues in Melbourne, and they had 13 cases in one day. That's warranted. 3, I'm sure. So
all right.
Let's
Agreed. All right, brother. I'll talk to you soon. Appreciate it, Nick.
Cheers, pal.
Sure, bro. I'll give you some claps. Rock and roll. Alrighty, team. Now let me see if I can do some technology. I'll either get sued for this, or it'll work great. If it works great, I'll be pumped. If it doesn't, won't be pumped. So I'm going to do this. I don't know if this works. If I click, I'm going to push play on the audio. If you're watching this right now, I'm just streaming it off stuff. But I think that's a live now from One News, live stream on One News. So we'll give them credit. I do not own this. This is One News. If I click audio, just let me know if you can hear the audio come through. Because if I can literally watch the stream live like this will be great. Okay. So it's audio playing right now. Let me know if you can hear the audio as well. That should be coming through. Jason Jacobs, the PM is running late. She's denouncing Mallard office wrong. Man, you guys are savages. Jason Jacobs. When is the update? Pani? Well, Pani, the answer is now. I'm probably technically somehow illegally streaming a screen share with audio on. No audio. Damn it. There's no audio coming through. I so thought there would be. No audio. Shot Kanan. See, always trust Kanan to come through with the goods. I'm trying to think, how could I? Kanan, help me break this. Okay. How do I, Kanan, or someone, I'm just going to push mute on this. How can I snake their audio? It's coming on live. Actually, Kanan, jump in. You're a smart man. Plenty of applause though. Oh, thanks, but still plenty of applause. Sorry, stuffed it. Sorry, my bad. Kanan, hit the link. I know you're probably at the studio or some shit in your fancy thing. jump on in. I want you to try and talk, see if we can do this. Because if I could crank the audio out of there, that would be great. How could I do it? Screen share. Maybe not. She's running late. She's 7 minutes late. Why are they advertising pizza to me on the flipping right? I'm not that much of a fat bastard. Oh, it looks good though, doesn't it? Look at that. Share chess. Okay, let's see. 732 community cases, 1 new case. Government. Just for those jumping in online, join online coverage. Thank you. We're set to find out about whether there'll be any changes or extensions to the COVID alert levels. We've just been told the Prime Minister's running about 5 minutes late, so stay tuned. I mean, oh, she's arrived. There we go. The press conference is about to get underway. Oh, here we go. Here we go, team. Here we go. Let's get active. All 5 of the cases, tight configuration. So they're all linked. Both the students. I've got an idea.
I really want to thank Torituri High School, its leaders, staff, students, and the wider community. What a brilliant way they have responded to this week's developments. Their prompt actions, willingness to be tested means our system has been able to kick in as it should have and identify these cases. Just a reminder, of course, COVID-19 is an unwanted visitor. No one at the high school invited it in, and this situation demonstrates just how the virus can exploit any chance it is given. However, the possibility of finding new cases was something that we are prepared for, and the system continues to follow up as we would expect. I'm sure there will be interest in what's happening around the high school, around its reopening. So our original case's last possible date of exposure at the school was the 10th of February, now 7 days ago. And cases D and E, the ones we announced earlier today, were not at school during their infectious period. We are confident that contact tracing and testing of any school-related contacts has been robust. However, to provide all possible reassurance to the community, the high school will remain closed for the rest of this week and reopen on Monday, the 22nd of February. I can confirm that all students and staff will be expected to have had a negative test result before returning to school, and indeed most have already done so. Staff, students and their households are being asked to work from home or stay at home for the rest of this week and to avoid large gatherings and inviting visitors around. Any close contacts of our existing cases, including the other students in the class who were identified as close contacts, need to remain and will remain in isolation for 14 days and will have a subsequent test before they are released. Testing is going to be available again at the school on the Saturday and Sunday for any students who haven't had a test yet, and for any others of the community who would like to have a test. Of course, anyone who is symptomatic should promptly get a test as well. Our case investigation and contact tracing for these two additional cases is well underway. And if we think back on our original two cases, as at 3 o'clock this afternoon, the 31 close contacts from case A and the 1,523 casual plus contacts were identified at the school. All of the close contacts, bar the one we announced today, have returned negative results, which is very encouraging. And in terms of the other students in the class, nearly 80%, that is 1,159, have returned negative results. And there are still 363 outstanding. So I can also say there were over 17,000 tests done or swabs taken around the country yesterday, many across Auckland. So this is very helpful in terms of us being able to rule out wider trains of transmission, along with our wastewater testing by ESR in Auckland, which has shown negative results. This is reassuring. Finally, just a message to Aucklanders who need to access health services. Under Alert Level 3, health services are open and you should attend any health appointments you have, and certainly if you have urgent health needs, do not delay seeking medical attention. All hospitals, pharmacies, GPs and urgent care clinics are fully open to provide care to people. And of course, anywhere in the country, if you're unwell with the symptoms of COVID-19, please call Healthline to arrange a test. If you are in Auckland and have symptoms, then you should call the hospital or clinic before going to an appointment. Thank you, Prime Minister.
Thank you, Dr. Bloomfield. Before I begin today, I want to say a word of thanks to everyone. When we were here on Sunday and shared the news that we would be changing our alert levels, I know everyone would have felt gutted. But everyone has put a huge amount of work in since. Between midnight Sunday and 10 a.m. this morning, I think it's a total now of over 23,000 tests that have gone through. We've also carried out wastewater testing in Auckland, and so far the results we have been negative. Since Sunday, 213,000 more New Zealanders have turned the Bluetooth function on their COVID Tracer app. And on Monday alone, there were just under 1.5 million QR code scans, because we all remember Bluetooth isn't enough, you need to keep scanning. And of course, Aucklanders moved back into their bubbles at a time when I'm told the weather was pretty miserable. While the re-emergence of COVID in our community is something no one wanted, it is something that we had planned for. When the source of a case is unknown, that plan is to move quickly and with caution, as we did on Sunday. However, it is also our plan to avoid using the alert level system to manage cases once we have a good handle on them. On that note, Cabinet has this afternoon reviewed the current alert levels. Based on our usual criteria, the Director General of Health has recommended to Cabinet, and Cabinet has agreed, that as of midnight tonight, Auckland will drop down to alert level 2. As you've heard, there will be some exceptions for those who are connected to the Papatoetoe High School community, which I'll go into in more detail shortly. The remainder of New Zealand will move to level 1 at midnight tonight. Just a reminder, the definition of alert level 2 is that COVID is contained, but there is a risk of community transmission. The situation in Auckland most appropriately fits that level. These restrictions will remain in place until Monday, when they will be reviewed by Cabinet. My expectation is that we have a similar situation to what we have now, where we have cases that have already been identified as close contacts, for instance, then we should be in a position to move alert levels again. I want to stress to everyone that this is good news. Apart from the cases which have emerged today, all results of close and casual contacts, close contacts of the initial 3 cases have come back negative. What this tells us is that we don't have a widespread outbreak, but rather a small chain of transmission, which is manageable via our normal contact tracing and testing procedures. In terms of level 2 restrictions in Auckland, as I said, the one exception will be Papitoetoe High School, where we're asking students and the school community to do things a little differently. Students at the school, along with their families, are being asked to stay at home. And they will need to return a negative test before they can return to school on Monday. A quick reminder of what Alert Level 2 means for the rest of Auckland. Schools will be reopened. You're able to travel to other regions. You must, of course, still wear face coverings on all public transport. There can be no more than 100 people at social gatherings, including weddings, birthdays, funerals, tangi, and church services. Businesses can reopen, but must follow public health rules, including physical distancing, record keeping, and the usual cap of 100 people. Hospitality businesses can open, but must apply the 3 S's. People must be seated to prevent spread. There must be social distancing between people and tables, and each table must have just one person serving it. As long as all public health measures such as basic hygiene and contact tracing are met, weekend sports can proceed. But as ever, if you are sick, please stay home. This continues to be one of our most important messages. What we are, of course, trying to do with these restrictions is minimize the risk of any transmission and be able to rapidly track and isolate any cases, just in case. There is every chance we will find further cases. While our expectation is that these will be linked to our current cases, we still need Aucklanders to follow the level 2 rules, especially over the weekend, so that we can get the extra assurance we need to get back to level 1 as soon as possible next week. I appreciate that for some, level 2 over a weekend feels like an imposition. But what we know and what we've learned the hard way is that mass gatherings, which tend to happen over that period of time, pose the greatest risks when there is COVID in the community. Things like church and social gatherings have often seen the most significant spread. It has always been our approach to move down one alert level at a time in order to test the decision we've made and ensure it is safe to go further. And while we believe this to be a small contained outbreak with the evidence that we have to date, we also know that there is, of course, the risk with it being the new variant of it being more transmissible. And so we're adding that to our cautionary approach. But again, the biggest urge I have is to tell everyone in Auckland and across the country, if you're sick, get a test and stay home. Ultimately, it is because cases A and B got tested that we are able to move down alert levels today, and we want to thank them for their actions. I'd also note that as a result of the decision to place Auckland into alert level 2 until Monday, all Auckland businesses who meet the criteria will be eligible for the new COVID resurgence support payment passed under urgency in Parliament this week. So a quick reminder, the payment is available for businesses who've experienced a 30% drop in revenue over a 7-day period. More details are available at covid19.govt.nz. And so finally, once again, thank you for everyone for all of your work to date. We ask you to just keep up your enormous efforts. We're happy to take questions.
So with so many outstanding test results, particularly from the school, how are you so confident that this is contained?
Keep in mind, we have completed the testing of those close contacts, and that's where we've seen those that extra positive result from that classmate today. The remainder are what we call casual contacts. And so those are people we don't have at this stage any reason to believe are likely to produce a positive result. But even then, all of that group have been asked to stay at home. And so despite this alert level change, will not be leaving their homes.
Do you think that this would have spread a lot if we hadn't gone into into the level 3 lockdown. Was the level 3 lockdown necessary?
Yes, it was.
Yes.
Look, we absolutely stand by, even with the information we have today, the decision to move to alert level 3. We were dealing with a scenario where we weren't clear on the origin of the original case. We also have learned that it was the more transmissible virus. So we wanted to make sure that we took a cautious approach, because it's much, much better than getting it wrong and having a large-scale community outbreak and a long lockdown. Gina.
Can you talk over?
Sorry.
Gina is everywhere.
I have done that to you twice this week. Forgive me, Gina.
Given the shift down alert levels, can you guarantee that we're not going to end up yo-yoing back into higher alert levels next week?
And that's, look, the reason we've taken the decision to move to alert level 2 is because it has still a level of precaution in it. We do worry about mass gatherings, and so that's restricted here. It still asks hospitality to keep precautions in place. And I believe the reason that Dr. Bloomfield has recommended that we do this is because it still gives us a period where we could just reassure ourselves with a few extra precautions in place.
Should other regions in the country be concerned about Aucklanders travelling into their areas?
No, we've
Yes,
always
keep the
asked
Jeffers out.
Aucklanders to think about their behaviour when they move out, to take their level with them, and we still ask them to do that.
Students at Papatoetoe High School being tested a second time or being asked to come back for retesting? There's a Facebook post from the school that suggests that.
So the ones who will be retested as part of the protocol are those who are the close contacts. So the classmates of the original case and the teachers that interacted with that class. So they
Rock and roll team. All right. I'm going to slowly get out of this. So level 2, there you go, from tomorrow. I'm going to put this down. And get this. All right. Sorry for the extremely shit technology. I need to jump off, team. I've got my next meeting which I'm about to jump into. Hopefully it's goodie. And there you go. Thanks for a little banter. Hopefully this has been a little fun. Thanks to Nick and Ricky for jumping in. And stay safe, stay good, and adios. See you soon. Ciao, team.